Okay, I just got the raw data in over the wire. You're going to like this. This is incredible facts. Turns out there's only three kinds of Christians: the called, those who have called themselves, and those who are raised in the church. And here's the most interesting part about that data. It just came in. Within Christianity itself and all its denominations, there's basically two segments. There's those who, let's just call them, there's the God people and then the Jesus people. Now, it's an interesting fact to me because I'm assuming they're saying that Sabbatarians are God people. Anyway, the very important thing here is we need to distinguish if there is factually two segments within Christianity: God people and Jesus people. I know for a fact one thing: the Jesus people are the vast majority, and the Jesus people are, for the most part, in charge. Not that there's anything wrong with that, no. However, the biggest fact among all those facts is there's only one celebrity of note within those God people. It's Jesus. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33, he says, seek God first. Now, wow. Holy. Now, wait a minute. This is important. The word holy. What segment of Christianity is treating holy like it's a foreign language? Like somehow it can't be discerned what the word holy means. Ask yourself. And if it's your segment, well, there you go. There's what's written, and then there's what you believe. That's why I'm going to go right to it right now. The gospel. If you don't quote Jesus on the gospel, it's not the gospel. It's that simple. Simplicity is who I am and is who God is. That's why he's so unknown. Christianity is so busy making him complicated. If you don't quote Jesus on the gospel, it's not the gospel. Here is the gospel that he said to believe. If it's a gospel he said to believe, it's the gospel you're supposed to preach as the gospel. Teach the teaching of salvation all you like, but if you want Jesus to return and you want your salvation, the only way you're going to get it is by that gospel that I'm about to tell you, that he said to believe. Holy but Jesus, this is so simple. Why? Because if Christianity had been doing this all along, salvation would be long ago. The salvation you're obsessed with. Here it is. Mark chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. Read it. He declares the gospel. And then he calls it the gospel. And the most important after that, he says, believe it. Believe it's the gospel. Now, this is going to offend Sunday seminary graduates who want to make the gospel about being justified by the law through the sacrifice of Jesus. That's all good and well, and those are teachings. The most important teaching and mission of Christianity is to preach the gospel to all nations. And if they're not preaching the gospel, Jesus said, the prince of the air's got you by the soul. You're not even quoting Jesus? If you're not even quoting Jesus on the gospel, guess what? Jesus isn't going to return. No end times. You're just going to have your long suffering. All our last days are not going to be end times until it's triggered by quoting Jesus on the gospel. And I want all of Christianity to do that. And I'm angry at God that I'm called to tell Christianity this simple thing that all preachers are supposed to be doing. You, as a Christian, you're supposed to be preaching the gospel exactly like Jesus. Paul did. Acts 28, verse 31. Jumpin' Jiminy Christmas. Please, let's get the gospel right so we can get out of here. Thank you.